Greetings and salutations, people. As you can probably tell by the title, today we are looking at Undertale. Released in 2015, Undertale has made quite the name for itself over the years. It's one of those games that people constantly recommend, but I've just never gotten around to playing it. Years passed, well, 10 years to be exact, and I finally sat down and played the game all the way through. I thought the story was kinda mid. The game felt way too easy, the combat didn't really challenge me, and at first glance, it just looked like a very plain RPG with pixel art and goofy monsters. How wrong I was. This game doesn't just tell you a story, it watches you. Every outcome is shaped entirely by the choices you make, whether you fight monsters, talk to them, or do a mixture of both. The game remembers. The characters, they remember. Unfortunately, I didn't read the dialogue, I didn't experiment, I just started killing everything in sight like it was a normal RPG. And yeah, the game technically lets you do that, but it really judges you for it. On my second playthrough, everything changed. That's when I discovered you could actually talk to the monsters. You could spare them, befriend them, learn who they are instead of just turning them into EXP. And that's when Undertale finally clicked for me. Without spoiling anything, the story becomes genuinely emotional and surprisingly thoughtful. The characters you once brushed off suddenly feel real. Conflicts stop being about winning, and they start becoming about understanding. The game quietly asks you questions, like, do you really need to fight? What does mercy actually mean? And are you willing to live with the consequences of your choices? And how does that spaghetti taste like? I really appreciate how Undertale breaks the traditional RPG tropes. It takes mechanics we've been conditioned to follow for years and turns them into moral decisions, all while looking like a silly pixelated monster game. And somehow, it emotionally ruins you doing so. Another thing I really loved was the battle system. It's such a different take on RPG combat, but somehow it still feels familiar. You understand it almost instantly, yet it never gets boring. Every encounter feels like its own little minigame, or more accurately, its own mini bullet hell, or platforming experience. And that's what makes it work. Each enemy attacks differently, each boss introduces new mechanics, and every fight reflects on the personality of the character you're facing. Some fight feels chaotic, some feel playful, and some are just straight up weird. The combat isn't just there to challenge your reflexes or your memorization skills. I mean, it does, and it will, but it's there to tell you who these characters are, and that's something I could really appreciate. It gives more depth to both the story and the character development. The soundtrack. Every track fits its moment perfectly. From goofy, light-hearted tunes, to songs that hit way harder than they should have. The music elevates every scene, every fight, and every emotional dialogue. Some of these songs I've recognized prior to even playing Undertale, and I think that alone is a testament to how much of a banger they are. So what didn't I like about Undertale? If I had to be picky, the puzzles were kinda meh. They work, but they're nothing special. Some of them could have been more creative, but for what they are, they're not too bad. Also, some parts of the game felt a little bit childish. A few jokes didn't really land for me. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I didn't enjoy it, but maybe I'm just losing my sense of humor. But honestly, other than that, there's not much I dislike about Undertale. It's absolutely a game I'd recommend to anyone who hasn't played it yet. It's clever, emotional, and far deeper than it seems. If you've already experienced playing Undertale, unfortunately for me and you both, Undertale is one of those games that we can never play again for the very first time.